last thing I'm going to start doing with them is explaining suspension geometry. Translating complexity into simplicity. When I was working at the shop, there were many times where I would have to take a very complex problem, break it down, and be able to explain it to someone who knew nothing about cars. Think about it like this. We have an ultra high net worth client coming in saying, hey, my Ferrari is pulling to the left. The last thing I'm going to start doing with them is explaining suspension geometry. Or, hey, why is the clutch in my Porsche feel like it's fading? I'm not going to get into a discussion with them about hydraulics. So what do we do instead? We translate. Now I do the same thing with CEOs and executives at B2B tech firms. I don't bury them in KPIs. We translate what's most important, give them the information that they need to be able to understand exactly what is going on with their company. They don't want jargon. They want clarity and nothing more. In other words, what's broken, how do we fix it, and what will the results be? As a mechanic, I learned to meet people where they were. That empathy and that ability to bridge the gap between the knowledge that I had and the knowledge that they had, it's a core part of how I communicate with clients to this day. In B2B tech, you might have the most brilliant product in the marketplace, but if your messaging is complicated and people don't understand your story, you're going to go nowhere with your sales. That's why one of the greatest strengths I learned as a mechanic was taking the complicated and being able to translate it into the simple.